that Robbie Gould took a shot at Jalen Hurts. No, he didn't. I don't think so at all. I think I saw that people were taking Robbie Gould's comment and saying it was a shot. Why do we always do this? Why do we always do this? If we ask athletes a question and they give us the pat answer or the non-answer answer, we immediately criticize them for, they dodged. They didn't answer. Then you ask a guy a straight question. Hey, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? And he gives you a thought-provoking answer where, we think that if you make us, I think he made the point that if you make Jalen Hurts play from the pocket and make him throw the ball, that you may have success. And that's his perspective. And that's his opinion. And you are seeking out his opinion. And then when he gives it to you, you're like, you're taking shots. No, he just told you honestly and openly. He gave whoever asked that question a legit answer and a real perspective. He wasn't like, he didn't just say, you know what, everybody's good and I really can't say. He said, he gave you his perspective. You know what, if you can keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket, I think you can beat the Eagles. I mean, that's an opinion. And I don't look at that as taking shots. I know Eagle fans might look at that as taking shots, but I don't think that's taking shots. I think that's a confident veteran who's got nothing to lose because he's a kicker and it's now the off season. And there's and he's telling you, how he feels. I mean, I don't look at that any different than Brandon Ayuk telling Brad Graham that, he feels like the Eagles are beatable and that the Eagles defense can be game planned and has weaknesses and can be exploited. I think that's great. When you have a smart interviewer and they ask a good question and it's thought provoking and the athlete gives an answer, we gotta stop, trying to twist it into, man, these guys are taking shots, and just saying, hey, credit Robbie Gould, credit Brandon Ayuk. They didn't just give the passing, politically correct answer. They told you what they actually felt. I think it's refreshing as hell. Bomber T says the weakness of Philly is their quarterback, in my opinion. Man, that's a hard argument to make. Jalen Hurts was an MVP candidate this year. He's their weakness. But I will say this. I agree with Robbie Gould that if you can somehow take away the Eagles' incredibly explosive, powerful run game behind, the NFL's best offensive line and force them to pass and make them a little bit more one-dimensional and somehow keep Hurts hemmed in the pocket. There's a lot of ifs right there, right? If you can stop the run, if you can keep Hurts hemmed in. But if you make Jalen Hurts play strictly from the pocket, I think his accuracy could be somewhat spotty. I think his arm strength is just okay. I think his ability to throw with anticipation is not top of the shelf. I think top of the sphere. I think it's mid pack. So I agree. I don't think that he's a weakness, but if you can make him play the way you want him to play instead of the way that he prefers to play in the play action game, passing in third and short, second and short with, heavy run action formations and play action pass and, all these things that can slow down a pass rush. That's where he's got you. To me, the same key for the Chiefs is going to be the same key that I had for the Niners going against Philly. You have to get them into 3rd and 4 or longer. If they get into 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, with that line, those runners, those receivers, Hurts' mobility, his ability to carry out play action fakes, the zone read stuff, it's near impossible. You can't get off the field. You can't get off the field against Philly if they get into 3rd and short. With all the ways they can pressure your defense. But if they can fall behind the chains, if they can get mixed in a penalty, if now you're looking at 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 or longer, I think they're an offense that can be defended. And I think Kansas City has the ability to do that in this game. MF says, Robbie Gould, if you make Jalen Hurts play quarterback, you're probably going to have a good day on defense. What he means by that is if you make him play quarterback hemmed into the pocket. And, basically, if you can, what's the big if there is if you can neutralize their running game and make him play quarterback. What he's saying there is that if you get to third and short and he's a quarterback / running back, it's going to be the same thing that the Niners saw against Atlanta with Marcus Mariota, except with a smarter, better quarterback with a better line, though Atlanta had a good line, with better weapons, though Atlanta had good receivers. The Eagles are better. The Eagles have better personnel than Atlanta, and if you let them get in the third and short, they will beat you. But if you can somehow, get them to fall behind the chains, get them into third and long, make Jalen play from the pocket, which is what Robbie's referencing here, MF. I think it's good. I agree. I agree with his statement right there. And I'm not going to bang. I'm not going to say that's taking shots. To me, that's now maybe if he was asked to, I can see where somebody would see that line and say, oh, that is a shot. But I got to think that he probably expanded on that, and there was probably more to that thought, or there was more thoughts coming. And in the context of the interview, I think that's probably fine. And I prefer that athletes say something as opposed to the Eagles are pretty good. Kansas City's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Who's going to win? Hard to say. Come on. Take a side. Have a take, Say something. Bomber T. Robbie's right. I think Robbie's right as well. Mole says Niners would have proven that had they not run out of quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, I love Mole. And I tend to agree with Mole on that. But I understand where that plays like loser talk, right? Because it's like, yeah, if my grandmother was, we all know if, and, there's a lot of ifs. But man, I really believe the 49ers would have won in Philly if Brock hadn't gone down. That's how I feel about it. Now, everybody's got a different feeling. Eagle fans don't feel that way. And I know it comes across as incredibly weak to say the Niners would have won if Purdy's healthy. But I believe they would have. So, I really do. I watched that game. The one thing about that game that is impossible to take away anything real is that and I know that the Eagles game plan changed as soon as Purdy went down and Josh came in. They weren't trying to do as much. So, yeah, the Niners defense really, did a nice job of bottling them up. It would have been a bigger challenge, I think, if the Eagles had called different plays and had a different game plan. But the Eagles were playing that game to win. And once Purdy went down, I thought their offensive plan probably got more conservative and probably would have been a little bit more wide open if Purdy hadn't gone down. So it's one of those things. Yeah, the Niner defense looked really, really good, but you got to factor in that the Eagles were also, becoming like intentionally one-dimensional to make that clock run. I think that's a big part of it.